Windmill. Trains here are much more versatile than their real-life counterparts. They can climb hills and even fly. Trains are used to transport looms. We know this. The train contains one locomotive, several optional carts. Each cart can carry one loaf. The locomotive is mandatory to not carry loops. Also, it's going to tell us to put the train down, I guess. A train can have up to 3 carts, or none at all. After placing a train, the number of carts can be set. On entering play phase, all trains will start running at a constant speed. Unless blocked by a barrier, the train won't stop on its own. It is also necessary to pretend any train, I guess, any train's demo, any train from collision or derailing. Land blocks are the fundamental units of Lilliput world. Each part must be installed one or several land blocks. Land blocks can be stacked upon each other, building up to different heights, form hills, depressions. A land block is also able to hold at most one track segment, one device simultaneously. There are multiple types of land blocks such as soil, water, etc. Soil land blocks can have anything installed upon them. Water land blocks can only hold tracks, turntables, triggers. Right, so we have to make 2 towers. Let's have a drink. Try and figure this one out. So our train starts somewhere. So logic says we need to somehow, I guess the train can float. It's weird to think like that, but I guess it can. So we could really use all of this area, but then it would be a question of how do we send, but maybe we can. Quickly test that. I've got a glass in my hand still. That seems legit. Maybe I'm wrong. We test it. That's fine. We're just playing games. We're just testing it. We don't know if it's going to work. It does work. Awesome. It's dead. Put this glass down. Ah. Okay, so we're learning. Delete all of that stuff. Brain is dead. So realistically, we could... Okay, this is where the trickiness comes in. How are we going to make it descend at an angle? I'm going to assume you can't... Oh, you can do curved descents. The game is telling me I can. So, if I were to say... We just have to encourage it. So we want to place this here, but then we're going to place it. Rotato. Then we're going to want to do it again here. Sort of bring it back around. I think the game is going to be trying to figure out, because you can only do this here. Only thing. I guess it also depends on how we direct our train. God. Brain power is not my forte. Just inspect the other part of the map. Need any of this? Can we cross? Great Gorges. Cannot. Awesome. I feel that's the only thing we can do here. It's a question of setting. How do we do this? Let's ignore this for a second. Well, I think we could put it here. I think that worked. And loop around here. Awesome. Oh, we're cooking with gas. Jesus, the track is wild. Stop it. Behave, track. Okay. Close that. Then we want to set up. Yes. Oh, am I going to be able to place? How does the train like to be placed? Does it refuse to be placed on curves? It doesn't refuse. Good. No. Also, just for my curiosity, can this be placed on diagonals? Cannot. It cannot be placed there. So we have to be able to place our train. You naughty. Okay. Oh shit, but how's this gonna get placed? Oh my god, this is using a lot of my brain power and I do not have much. Oh god. I'm so dumb. I just... Alright, we're gonna scratch this all off again. What if I just ignored? I feel like that's the solution for this. What happens in the water doesn't really matter. What if we just ignored? I'm turning in, thinking maybe that's a terrible idea. Maybe I should turn over here. Oh, but I can't because the incline is too steep. God, my brain! How could it not be that? But then how do I do that? How do we correctly place things? Because this needs to be placed. This can't be placed here. Oh my god. We have to have enough space for the train to be placed. God, I'm not smart. I really don't understand this. So we have, unless I just can't create loops and then not include the thing. God. Also, this is the only place this can come down, so that has to be correct. I think if we can at least make that assumption. Just now figuring out where everything else goes. That can't be wrong. Only place it can be done. Unless there's another hidden one. No! Okay, that changes everything in my head. Okay, so if I aimed down there... Interesting. Can you place a train on the water? You can, that's very interesting. Okay. We might have to delete our ocean road. Might change the narrative. Going to be fake, probably have it. The question is then, how do we link a circle? Yes? Okay. 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 How do we... What? Oh my god, my brain! So... We have a descending point, which is here. We didn't see. Now we know it's there. It's definitely got to be involved. A bit higher on here. Let's see. So basically we need these things to link up. Okay. Oh god, my brain does not like this. It's the question in my head of how do I relink track. That's what because we've also got to put the you know, like this has to come up here still. I feel like we have to descend. There. This thing being here is the worst. Right. So we need to at some point along, I think, probably this seems like the most logical. I think that feels correct. Then what the Can I... We never tested this, and I'm going to test it now. Just out of curiosity, can a train do a jump? Cannot do jumps. Interesting. But it will stop it without crashing. Maybe. We have to make 2. Jesus. This is kind of how it makes... We have to... This. It's to link... Oh my god! Oh. I don't do Sudokus. How much longer can I spend on this before I tap out? I want to give it a go. I feel like my brain is so close to figuring this out. God, it's just so annoying. Right, so this train has to... How does it relink into the network? Do that. I don't understand. And then when I figure it out, I'm going to be annoyed how simple it was. Okay. Okay. Clear mind. Okay, I think... We have to do it twice. How do we do it twice? How can we go up and down something twice? Dumb. So this is the sticking point for me is how do I recreate the loop? Because we have to... has to drop off. Maybe it goes down. Going crazy. Okay. Let's create the loop. Create the loop, then we'll think. This is the loop we have to make, I think. And then it's how do we insert? Okay, yeah, I think I'm solving this. I think I place train on the water. I don't know how it works. Apparently I can do this. Yes. 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 Correct. Is this right? Is this correct? Oh. Oh. Madness. So maybe that's the strategy. Try and find the loop. I'm going absolutely insane. Oh my god. I think there's one more. Okay. No, we did it. We did it. We did it. Is that it? Is that the whole thing? Oh, there's another one. Okay, there is another one. But I think this is probably it's stressful ending, but I think a good place to wrap up. And if you like the videos, give them a like, and I guess we'll have a look at the next ones. Looks like we can do more. There's another chapter for the demo. We'll come back and do those. Yes, if you like these, give them a like and we'll do some more. Not fair enough. Suggest other demos being on Steam. Little games maybe for me to look at. They're always welcome. But if you enjoyed just generally what's been happening here, despite the stress, and maybe want to stick around, why not give it a little subscribe on the channel, and then here's do other things with equally reasonable degrees of incompetence. But failing all that, thank you for watching. See ya.